Hello, social media friends. It is Jeremy Rowland, and it is June the 30th, a Tuesday here in a beautiful day in the great state of Arkansas where there is no clouds in the sky. It is hot, it is humid. I love it. Some people don't, but I think it's good for your soul. This is Driveway with Jeremy, where I sit in my $25 dollar store chair in the driveway of my home, and I talk to you about sports and what does it teach us about life. And today, there are several things that we could talk about today, but the one thing that I want to talk to you about, which happened a day or so ago, but Jay Morant from the Memphis Grizzlies, former Memphis Grizzly, was traded to the Portland Trailblazers. Now, if you don't know much about Jay Morant, he's a very talented basketball player. He's got moves like Derrick Rose. I mean, he's a player. Let's establish that fact right now. He's a player. The problem with Jay Morant is that he can't seem to get himself out of his own way. And what I mean by that is, which is going to teach us a very important thing about life here in just a minute, because we try to keep Driveway with Jeremy under 5 to 8 minutes. He can't seem to stay out of his way, and what I mean by that is, if you do some studying on Jay Morant, because there was a lot of talk before he was traded to Portland, because I'm a Bulls fan and I'm a part of Bulls chats, that a lot of people were wanting him in Chicago. Well, I was one of the ones that didn't want him in Chicago because I believe that he could be bad for the team as a team aspect. Too many distractions. And what I mean by distractions is that now let me make it very clear. Jay Morant has no criminal convictions. He has no criminal record whatsoever. But he's had multiple run-ins with law enforcement, even as a teenager. As a teenager, he had an issue with a pickup game on an alleged assault, and then he gets into the NBA. Well, then he has an incident, if I recall right, he has an incident in a Memphis mall with him and his associates. That's the big word there, him and his associates. And then he gets in trouble at a nightclub in reference to an alleged firearm. No charges were filed. Well, then, he gets suspended from the NBA. I think the first time was 7 or 8 games. And then, like 2 months later, if I recall, he gets suspended again for flashing a 2A item while he was live on Instagram. And then we've had all the on court antics where he has the problems with the 2A items and he makes the 2A item gesture while on the court. Now you can see that in the WNBA. I mean, you can see that across all types of things. Hell, you can even see that in bowling. But and then he gets traded to the Portland Trail Blazers. And I'm going to tell you why this is important for Jay Morant. They traded him to Portland for basically nothing. Just call it what it is. No disrespect to the other people that are coming to Memphis to play basketball. But they basically traded him just to move him to get the distractions and his issues and injuries and all these other things away from the Memphis basketball team. Now, what does this teach us about life? And what it should teach Jay Morant is that you can make bad decisions along the way, but if you have the talent, somebody out there is going to give you a second chance. And Jay Morant, the Portland Trailblazers, is your second and last chance probably in the NBA. Because if you can't make it work in Portland, I mean, sir, they sent you out to nowhere. Okay, the Portland Trailblazers hasn't been relevant in I don't know how long. I'm old. The last time that I even remember having any interest in the Portland Trailblazers is when they had Clyde the Glide. So, and I may be wrong, but I don't keep up with the Portland Trailblazers. But Jay Morant can teach so many youth a good thing with this chance in Portland. Because if he goes out there and he just plays basketball and he uses his talents that God gave him, that he worked hard to get to, because it's not easy. to play basketball and certainly not easy to make it to the NBA. So don't piss it away. Take this opportunity and humble yourself and be a great example to youth out here who may have struggled a little bit but can see that you have struggled and that you've got a second chance and you're going to make it. This isn't a bashing on Jay Morant. This is a motivational that you have an opportunity here, young man, to play many more games in the NBA, make a big time bag, and you can positively influence the youth of this country that are interested in basketball to not make the mistakes that you've made and make the most out of your second opportunity in life. Now, I hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your day. Some people hate the heat. I love the heat. But I want y'all to be safe out here. Be sure to have plenty of fluids and just enjoy it. Enjoy life. Enjoy sports. I love y'all, and I'll see you tomorrow for another Driveway with Jeremy.